boost regulator. Similar to the buck regulator, the role of the boost regulator is to convert one level of DC voltage into another level of the DC voltage. But the boost regulator produces output voltage higher than the input voltage. Let us first of all go through the construction of the boost regulator. Here you can see the components like inductor, controlled switch, diode, filter capacitor along with the input DC supply. So the components used to construct the buck regulator, the same type of components are used for the construction of boost regulator. Let me explain the operation of the boost regulator in continuous conduction mode using the equivalent circuit diagram. Mode 1 equivalent circuit diagram is as shown, and this is the mode 2 equivalent circuit diagram. The highlighted part is the active portion during that mode of operation. It is always better to understand the operation along with the waveforms. Waveforms represents the behavior of the various parameters with respect to time. You can see that the first waveform is the timing diagram, which provides us information about how much time the switch is kept on and for how much amount of the time the switch remains off during the one cycle operation. The parameters like voltage across inductor, voltage drop takes place across switch, output voltage, current flowing through the switch, current through the diode and current through the inductor are drawn. At the instant t is equal to 0, when the switch is turned on, the mode 1 operation of the boost regulator in continuous conduction mode begins. As the switch becomes on, the inductor gets connected to the supply. The left side terminal of the inductor becomes positive and the right side terminal becomes negative. Hence, diode comes into the reverse bias condition, so it remains in the off state condition. So this portion is inactive during the mode 1 operation. During this mode, inductor keeps on storing the energy coming from the supply, and the current starts from the positive terminal of the supply. It passes through the inductor, it flows through the switch and goes back to the source. And this is how the current carries the energy from supply and it delivers to the inductor. So during this interval, the voltage across inductor is same as the supply voltage because this switch acts as a short circuit element and inductor gets connected to the supply. Voltage across switch is approximately 0 because it can be thought as a short circuit element. And we know that the task of the boost regulator is to produce the constant DC output voltage, so the waveform of VO is constant. Then as the inductor keeps on storing the energy, current flowing through the inductor gradually increases from minimum value towards the maximum value. The same current passes through the switch because they are connected in the series fashion, so the behavior of the switch current is exactly same as the inductor current during mode 1. During the mode 1 operation, diode is in the off state condition, so there is no current flow through the diode. Hence, here in the waveform you can observe ID is equal to 0. At the instant dt, when the current reaches at the maximum value, the switch is turned off and the mode 2 operation of the boost regulator begins. When the switch is made open, the polarity across inductor gets reversed. The right hand side terminal becomes positive and the left side terminal becomes negative. Due to that, this diode comes into the forward bias condition and it becomes on. So inductor starts releasing its energy through this freewheeling diode into the load. The direction of the current is from this positive terminal of the inductor through the diode and to the load, and afterward it passes through the supply and goes back to the inductor. Let us analyze the parameter. During the second interval, voltage across inductor is nothing but the input voltage minus output voltage, so which is shown here. During the second interval, voltage across a switch is equal to input voltage minus the inductor voltage, that is equal to this one. During the second interval, the switch is in the off state condition, so the current through the switch is equal to 0. During the second interval, the inductor current gradually decreases from maximum value towards the minimum value as it delivers its energy to the load through the diode. So the inductor current and the diode current both are same because these elements are connected in series fashion. So the current through the diode during the second interval is exactly same as the inductor current of mode 2. At the time instant t, when the current reaches at the minimum value, then switch is turned on again and the mode 1 of the next cycle begins. When a boost converter operates in continuous conduction mode, which means that current flowing through the inductor never falls to the zero value. During the on state, the switch is closed, which is shown in the mode 1 equivalent diagram that makes the input voltage appear across the inductor that we have seen in the waveform, which causes the change in the inductor current flowing through the L during the time period T, and it can be given by delta IL divided by delta T is equal to VI divided by L. From that equation, we can find out the rate of change of inductor current during the on time duration. So using this integration formula, the time at which the mode 1 begins is 0 and the time instant when the mode 1 ends at dt, Vi into dt. So during the first interval, voltage across inductor is equal to Vi. So when we substitute VL is equal to Vi, and when the integration is done, we get the delta IL on as D into T divided by L into V input. As we know that D is the duty cycle, it represents the portion of the entire cycle period T during which the switch is on. That is nothing but duty cycle represents the on time divided by total time provided to the switch. Therefore, D ranges between 0 and 1. The value of duty cycle is equal to 0 when the switch is never on, and the magnitude of the duty cycle is equal to 1. D is equal to 1 when the switch is always 1 throughout the total time of the cycle. During the off state, when the switch is open, inductor current flows through the load through the freewheeling diode. As we discussed earlier that during the second interval, voltage across inductor is equal to Vi minus Vo, and we know the voltage drop takes place across inductor can be represented by the equation L into di by dt. So when we substitute VL is equal to Vi minus Vo, we get this equation. And this is how we can find out the rate of change of inductor current during the off time. The second interval begins at the instant dt and the interval gets completed at the instant t. So by substituting VL is equal to Vi minus Vo, and when we do the integration we get delta IL of is equal to Vi minus Vo multiplied by 1 minus d into t divided by L. So under the steady state condition we know that delta IL on plus delta IL off is equal to 0. That is the net rate of change of current flowing through the inductor over the one cycle is equal to 0. So by substituting delta IL on and delta IL off into this equation, we get this step. And by rearranging the term, finally we get the equation shows the relation between output and the input voltage in terms of duty cycle D as this one. V output is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus D into V input. Boost regulator in the discontinuous conduction mode. The discontinuous conduction mode referred as the complete discharge of the inductor before the cycle gets completed. So if the ripple amplitude of the current is too high, the inductor may be completely discharged before the end of the cycle. This commonly occurs under the light load condition. So in this case the current through the inductor falls to the 0 during the part of the period and it remains at the 0 value for certain amount of time. By following the similar procedure of the derivation we did in the buck regulator discontinuous conduction mode, we can obtain equation for the boost regulator operating in DCM for output voltage. So here also boost regulator in discontinuous conduction mode, the output voltage is not only the function of duty cycle D as in the case of continuous conduction mode operation, but here output voltage is also the function of inductor L, output current, input voltage and the commutation T. Let us go through the applications of boost regulator. Whenever the application demands the higher DC voltage, then we can use the boost regulator. Advantages include step up the output voltage without the transformer. Actually, the transformer is used for the AC parameters, but boost regulator is used for DC parameters. High efficiency because only one control switch is present. Disadvantages of the boost regulator are: the first one is high peak current flows through the switch whenever the switch is made on. Output voltage of boost regulator is highly sensitive to the changes in the duty cycle. So whenever the duty cycle is changed, the output voltage changes. Large inductance and the capacitance are required for boosting the output voltage. That is the major drawback of the boost regulator.